All right. Welcome in. This is our Team Huddle, our second Team Huddle for July. So if you're new around here, these are open to all. It's the first and third Wednesday of the month at 10:30 Central Time. And this is where we get to come together wherever you are on your doTERRA journey. So this is open to customers, to people who are curious about sharing the oils, to people who want to do this as a business and want to learn more about that, we've got a place for you. We've got a seat for you here at the table. And we're going to kick off. I'm going to talk a little bit real quick about the summer flash sale that's going on right now. That's pretty exciting. And then Kelly's going to share a little bit about acronyms in doTERRA because there's a bunch of them. So we can help you with that. And then we'll just kind of open it up for Q&A. If you've got questions, if you need support with anything, we can answer those for you too. But the flash sale was just announced. It started yesterday. So it's been going on since yesterday. It's the 16th through the 31st of the month, or while supplies last. And, in true doTERRA fashion, which is fun, that they like to things sell out. Hey, Danny, it's good to
Hey.
see you. It's so fun. So we were just talking a little bit about the flash sale that they surprised us with. So there's three products that are 30% off with this flash sale. And I will share my screen real quick just so that you can see them. And if you've had any personal experience with them, if you love them, share with us. Let us know. You can type in the chat or you can unmute yourself. And I was really excited about this because one of my favorite sunscreens is on sale. It's the face one, which is really cool. So the Sun Face Mineral Sunscreen is one of the three, and the Mineral Sunscreen Spray and the After Sun Restorative Spray. And what's nice is in true doTERRA fashion, these are non-toxic. So there's no parabens, phthalates, phenyl, ethanol, PEGs, synthetic fragrances. These are reef friendly, they're vegan. I've known some people who have never ever been able to wear sunscreen before and can wear these and do well with them. So, real quick, I can tell you my personal experience, and please chime in as well. I use the face and mineral sunscreen every single day. It's a moisturizer. It feels great on the face. I tell people, ladies, if you want to do one thing to support your skin and look younger, wear sunscreen every day. So, especially getting it on your face, your ears, your chest, your neck, and the back of your hands is really nice, and it saves me, but it also has, so we think of UV sun, but we don't often think of blue light coming from our computer screens and phones and all of that. So this is going to be a really nice thing every day, every single day, even in the winter time, to have this on. The body mineral sunscreen spray, I love this. We use it on my nephew, which is really fun. My mom says my dad loves the face. Oh, good. Dad had a bad experience. I don't know what sunscreen he was using. Mom, you can share, but his eyes started burning.
Ooh.
Was using it. It's never fun. And so I gave some to my mom and said, give this to dad because your eyes will not burn with this. So that's great to hear. Even the sprays, even the non-tox sprays, like the Badger and the Alba, and I've tried those too. Some of them, they don't rub in well. You look like Casper. You feel like a sticky, gross mess. Like none of us like sunscreen. And this actually smells good. It actually sprays on and rubs in relatively fast, which is nice. For a spray, it's got our essential oils in it, like helichrysum and frankincense and carrot seed. It works for 2 hours. So you just spray it on, you let it kind of soak in, and you're good for 2 hours, and then you can reapply. But it's an SPF 30. And it also has some fun things like avocado oil, turmeric extract, jojoba, vitamin E, some things to kind of help nourish the skin as well. And then we've got our After Sun Restorative Body Spray. And this is really nice. I think of it for sunburns, and I did actually accidentally get sunburned, and that's unpleasant. I kid you not, I put this on and a few days later it was gone. Like I was shocked. It felt better. It took the sting out. Um, Mark has had a really weird rash on his arm, and somebody said, use the After Sun spray. And I was thinking of it more as a sunburn thing, not a rash thing. And it worked and healed up his rash. I've heard of people using it as an aftershave. I've also heard of people using it for razor burn, anything like that. So it's a nice, I'm kind of putting it in the, if you need to hydrate and nourish your skin for whatever reason, this is going to be a really good one to use with this. And it's got Japanese green tea and vitamin E and aloe vera and our essential oils, copaiba and lavender and peppermint, helichrysum and frankie. It's a good one. So this is going on. Share with people because I don't know about you, but in West Texas, it's hot. It's like 101 degrees the other day, and it's only July. It's going to get hotter in August. So we still need sunscreen around here. Does anybody have, and I can actually share this graphic in the chat if anybody likes it, wants to share it or use it or share to your people. But feel free, type in the chat or unmute yourself. Do you have a fun experience with this? Something to share?
Laura can attest to this. I'm really bad at putting on my sunscreen. It's one of those like do as I say, not as I do things. So wear your sunscreen, people. Don't be like me. But I can tell you that the after sun spray has saved me from some sunburns for sure. So it's good. I like it. I like the smell of it too. Some of the times of those like after sun, even the non-toxic ones that you get, they still have like a funky kind of a smell to it. But I like this one. So yeah, it's good. It's a good line. And I'm excited for the sale. I kind of wish they had done it in June at the kickoff of summer because I feel like everywhere has been hotter and like just, I don't know, more sun than normal this season. But I'm glad that they're doing it now.
Yeah. And you made me think of something. This is totally off topic and I wasn't going to share about it, Kelly, but because you were like, I'm bad at about sunscreen. And when we went to Europe, I was like, put your sunscreen on. Speaking of all the things, the rose, because Kelly and I were in Bulgaria last summer and we got to experience rose and be in the Valley of the Roses and see the distillation process and all of that. The rose hydrosol mist and the rose moringa serum, those are all 50% sold out, even the duet where you get them together. So if you want to get sunscreen or something, or if you want to just experience the rose, it's an LTO. Kelly's going to talk about all these with us, all the acronyms. It's a limited time offer. And I have a feeling they haven't said, but they were kind of like, look, this isn't going to be around forever. And my guess is that it's not coming back until maybe next summer. So if you want some of the rose stuff, I would just get it. And the expiration date is good. I think when I looked, it was 2 years. So you can stock up a little bit if you want with some of those things too. That's a little side note.
I like it.
Else, Kelly, with the flash sale that I'm missing?
Not for me. I think that's it.
All right. Do you want to tell us about all the magical Liz? Hey, Liz.
Sorry, I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off here.
You're good. You're here. We're happy to see you.
I'm alive.
Welcome.
So glad to see you.
So glad to see you.
It's good to see everybody's faces. I've stocked up on the sale. I did have something to say about the after sun spray. I used it, so I have a large tattoo on my left side, and I use the stick, which is the most SPF, because when I get sun on it, I tend to break out in my my eczema little bumps, and it's just on that tattoo. It's very, very sensitive to the sun. So I use the after sun spray and it goes away.
That's
which
amazing.
is really cool. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
We're here for it. I never even thought to use it for that. See, this is what's so fun. Is I'm like, ooh, another thing. All right, Kelly.
Yeah, sure. That's awesome.
We're gonna.
Sorry, I was.
Oh no.
I was planning on doing this call on my computer, so I had my notes on my phone. But now my computer is forcing a restart, so I'm using my phone for the Zoom. So I had to take the notes and put it. It's a whole thing. Anyway, just want to make sure I don't forget any of the things. But yeah, last huddle, we were chatting, and I think we just decided that there's like so many acronyms in doTERRA, and even if you've been around a while, they can get a little boggly. And I've even noticed it in the newsletter, they like to use the acronyms. So we thought it would be fun to kind of do a quick little run through of like the most commonly used acronyms that you'll see in the doTERRA-verse, so that hopefully it alleviates any confusion, but also to let you know that if you're still confused, we get confused too. And I think it's been like 10 years for Laura and I both together. So it's okay. And feel free to always ask if you have any questions or you need clarification on anything. But yeah, we love an acronym. So I figured we'd go through them. So the first one is LRP. Hopefully most of us know what that is. But LRP stands for Loyalty Rewards Program. And you're going to think of that as like your auto ship. So that's the cart that you edit, but you have it sent out on the same day of the month, or, you know, every single month. Remember though that you can change and edit what's in your cart. So it doesn't have to be the same thing from one month to the next. So if you order on like Thrive Market, this is kind of how I equate that. So Thrive has an auto ship where it'll go out on like the 16th or whatever day of the month you pick, but it doesn't have to be the same stuff that you put in there. But yeah, LRP stands for Loyalty Rewards Program. So sometimes you'll see doTERRA will do a graphic or a newsletter and it'll be talking about your LRP points. So that's just the points that you earn from placing orders on your loyalty reward or your auto ship. And those are points that you accrue on a percentage basis. We won't get into the weeds here. That's another idea for a team huddle though, Laura, in the future. I know we're always getting questions on LRP and why and how it all works. But just know that when you see that LRP point, that just means the points that you've earned, think of it as doTERRA dollars by placing orders on your auto ship. So we don't want to get you more confused with all the acronyms there. And with that, another really important one in doTERRA land is PV. So PV, I've heard lots of different people talk about it, but it all has the same definition. Basically, I define it as personal volume. I've also seen people say like point value. However you want to put it in your brain, just think of it as doTERRA's version of like a dollar amount. So most of the time with our oils, you'll see that if this oil is $20, it's going to be 20 PV, or it'll be worth 20 point volume or point value, however you want to say that. A lot of times it'll be slightly different for some of the products. So like your deodorant, for example, will cost you $5, but it will be 6.5 PV. The reason why those PV points are important, or that the PV value is important for you to know, is if you're going to be placing on your LRP, on your auto ship every single month, and you happen to have an order that is 125 PV or higher, so not $125 necessarily, although sometimes it can be if you're ordering just oils, but 125 PV or more, you get a free item, which will lead me to our next acronym here in a second. But so many of them. But it's also important to know, because those points that you accrue when you do your auto ship, you can then spend those points as PV dollars in the future. So say I'm earning points and I've got 200 points, 200 LRP points accrued and saved up. I can cash those in on an order, but it's going to be for the PV amount and not the dollar amount. So think of it as like doTERRA's version of their own currency. So instead of $200 I'm spending on product, I'm spending 200 PV. So you just want to keep that in mind. They did do an update to the user interface on the checkout process, which I'm sure many of you have already seen, where now there's like a bar at the top and it will tell you how close you are to earning your free shipping and earning your product of the month, your freebie. You can also scroll to the bottom and it will tell you what your total PV is in your cart, your total dollar amount. So when you see that PV little acronym, that's what that means. It's just doTERRA's version of how they attach value to their products. And sometimes it's not a one-to-one ratio of like dollars to PV, although it's usually very, very close. Like I don't think we have anything that's wackadoodle off, like a $10 product is only worth, 4 PV or anything like that. So just kind of keep that in mind, especially if you're trying to get your product of the month, your freebie, or if you're trying to cash in those LRP points. That's important to know. Anything I missed on PV? I feel like it's everywhere, so I want to make sure that I'm like really clear with that one.
I thought that was great.
Okay, good. So that leads me to my next one, which is POM, your POM, your product of the month. So that's your freebie. So if you place 125 PV, so point value order, by the 15th of the month on your LRP, are we learning? Are we paying attention to all the acronyms? Then you get your POM, your product of the month, your freebie. So this month it was Sunny Citrus, and now it's sold out, and it is now, what is it?
Tangerine.
Tangerine. Thank you very much. So once sometimes they'll do like a fun unicorn oil, like the Sunny Citrus for this month. But sometimes it will sell out and then they'll replace it with something else. So just kind of keep an eye on that, which leads me into the next one. So your POM can sometimes be an LTO. We're having so much fun with all the acronyms. So sometimes your product of the month is going to be like a unicorn oil that you can't purchase, and that will be considered a limited time offer, an LTO. Sometimes you'll see that on as your POM, as your freebie, but normally we see that during like the holidays or right now with the rose duet and moringa oil. It'll be an LTO item. The reason why it's important to know this is one, because those go really fast and they sell out and we don't ever know when they're going to be back. So if you're trying to stock up on unicorn stuff and you're a collector like a lot of us, that's going to be kind of your key there. But also, if you have items that are LTO, limited time only, or limited time offer items in your LRP cart, so in your auto ship. So for example, let's say I put the rose mist in my cart, in my auto ship LRP cart right now. It'll the system will flag it as an LTO or a limited offer item, and it won't let you save and process your LRP on the date that you choose. You'll have to push your order through like immediately that day. Because it's limited time, they don't want to basically not deliver and let you like keep this in your cart, because if it sells out and then it's gone and then you're gonna be disappointed. It's a whole thing. So if you're ever in there and you're trying to like push your order through and it's telling you can't and you're not sure why, go back and look and see if you have some LTO items. They are really good at messaging and telling you like, hey, you can't push your order through because this, that, and the other. But I also work in IT and I know that nobody reads those messages. So just know that if you can't push your, like save your order for whatever reason, go back. You probably have an LTO item somewhere in your cart. And if you want that item, you're going to have to just click process now instead of saving it and processing it on your regular LRP date. So that's why that's kind of an important thing to know. Especially, I know it's only July, but the holidays are going to be creeping up, and I'm sure doTERRA will have a super fun LTO unicorn oil for us in like September or October. We've got the vanilla chai coming up, which will be an LTO. We'll have like our holiday blends. All of the holiday stuff will be LTO limited items. So definitely keep that in mind as we head into the second half of the year, where all the fun stuff happens usually in doTERRA land. But yeah, so that's your LTO. That sound good? Pretty clear on that, I hope.
That sounds good. Can I chime in, Kelly, with a little reminder
Yeah.
too? If anyone's doing this as a business and you put an LTO in and you process it, when you go back, that doesn't show up like saved in your cart. So you want to keep 100 PV in your LRP cart at all times and place your 100 PV order if you want to earn commissions. So I find like I have to do that too. Like if you like with the rose, it goes away. So just add something, put a Frankie in there, and you can always edit it later. So you don't
That's
miss
such a
out.
good reminder. That's a good reminder. For me, it's Melissa. I'll push my order through and I just add a Melissa for the next one because it's over 100 PV. So I know I'll get my commissions. I don't have to worry about it. And I can just edit it next time. Or like the Meta Power Pack or just something that's, you know, a little bit more expensive. The Aroma Touch Kit, just throw something in there to where you don't lose out on your commissions, because it's such a silly little like thing to miss out on your money from. So yeah, good reminder on that for sure with those LTOs. Okay, we're almost done. I promise. I'm only going to do one more. And then if we like this and we want to do more of like a business heavy one, we have a whole separate section of like business acronyms that we can go through too. But these are going to be applicable to everybody and anybody. So the last one is OV, which is organizational volume. And this one is kind of in the middle. Like it goes for, oh no, did I lose you? Are you there?
You're here. We see you.
Okay. Sorry. Of course, my
Of
doctor's
course somebody
office calls right now. Yeah. Anyway, so organizational volume is kind of in the middle between like just our, you know, everyday customers and also our wellness advocates. But it's important to know in case you see that bar in your cart. That's why I wanted to bring it up today, because it'll tell you sometimes like what your OV is, or if you're clicking around in the back office, you might be like, what the heck is an OV? So your OV, or your organizational volume, is going to be the total amount PV that you and anyone you might have ordering underneath you has accrued in a certain time frame. So let's say I have me and I have 10 customers who order under me and I get commissions from them, and I support them and I educate them and they're like my oil besties, right? I'm going to have an OV every month that includes whatever I purchase and whatever they purchase all combined together based on PV, not based on the dollar amount. I'm going to have my OV. And the reason why that's important to know is if you are going to build this as a business, or you want to explore what it looks like a little bit more to just get your oils paid for, You need to understand that so that you know where you are for like rank and bonuses and all the other acronyms that we can throw at you a different day. But just kind of keep that in mind, that your organizational volume is just your whole little, like your little baby oil sphere. And all of that combined together makes up your OV. Hopefully that's clear. So that was a lot. If you have questions, let us know. Or if you run into questions along the way, feel free to be like, hey, what the heck is an LRP again, please? Because it can be kind of overwhelming. But I hope that was helpful. Let us know if there's any other acronyms you need us to go over.
That was super helpful.
Yay.
Thank you, Kelly, for that.
I'm glad. Yeah, for sure.
So good. And I popped those in the chat, and
Thank you.
I'll save those with the recording replay if anybody's watching. It makes it super fun. What else? How can we serve you? Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? This is kind of our time to help.
Oh, thanks, Mom. I'm glad it helped. Oh, go ahead, Danny.
I said I got nothing. I'm just here.
Hi.
Hi.
What's an oil you've been diffusing or wearing lately?
A lot of Forgive for some reason.
Ooh.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just gravitating towards the grounding oils as like a, natural perfume kind of thing. But I've been doing a citrus bloom in the house diffuser. But what's interesting is, so just the way that like our house works and stuff, I feel like in the summertime, diffusing oils, like I can never smell them because we have the swamp cooler blowing, and then like I got my diffuser like right next to my bed, but then the window will be open at night, and so it's just blowing out the window. So I haven't really been, I don't know, diffusing, and it makes me sad because it's like out of my routine a little bit on there. So yeah, I'm using my oils. I mean, I've always been more of like a internal user. I love to do my copaiba and frankincense, and I do like a lot of celery seed in little veggie caps. But yeah, beyond that, like I haven't really been utilizing it. It happens every summer, and then I get out of my routine, and then I'm not diffusing. So I know it could be as simple as moving my diffuser into a different part of my bedroom, but even like 2 days ago, I was home all day and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put citrus bloom in the diffuser, and like didn't smell it the whole time. So yeah,
it is hard
story.
with all the fans and the AC and the door open, people in and out. Yeah. I can see that. You know what I did the other day, because we have a chipmunk who's not living in our RV, but he is using our RV as like his personal storage facility, which is really fun.
Lovely.
Yeah, so I keep finding like little bits and bobs places. And so I was vacuuming his bits and bobs because they are everywhere, or her, who knows, don't know. But this dear little chipmunk we have, and sucking up all like the acorn husks and things. It was like, it like stunk in here. Like just smelled like dirt and twigs and stuff. So I took Supermint and Citrus Bliss, because I think that's Spearmint and Citrus Bliss, because Laura was diffusing it that day on Instagram, and I was like, oh, I love this duo. So I opened up my vacuum filter and put 2 drops of each on the little filter pad, and then re-vacuumed, and it smelled so good in here. And I feel like it took it like neutralized all the acorn smell, which was good.
I love it.
Yeah.
I need to do that for like my furniture. Literally last night, I mean, TMI, but something smelled really bad, and I was like literally like on the carpet, like trying to figure out what it was. And I was like, I couldn't find the smell, but I was like, I need to like make the smell better anyway. I was like, I need to create some sort of concoction for that. So yeah.
Get like one of those the continuous mist sprayers or something, spray it down.
Yep. I'm seeing that as a task this weekend for sure.
Fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's always fun to play with our oils a little bit.
And I know this isn't oil related, but I just harvested a whole bunch of oregano, so I'm getting all of the what do you call it? Why am I blanking? I'm not going to get sick because of my immunity boost is coming from my dried oregano.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's amazing.
So fun. I know.
Like a nerdy science thing, if you're open, Danny, to kind of add to that, because I love that you were talking about that. And I recently got a similar question from a new oiler, and they didn't even have windows open or anything. They were just noticing, hey, I smell my oils initially when I'm diffusing them, and then after a while, I don't smell them anymore. And our brain is so cool, kind of, and like we can have that sense of smell initially, and after a while, the brain and the body kind of acclimate to it. So it's still going, but we might not smell it necessarily. But if somebody brand new like came into the room, they would smell it, but we can kind of adapt to it. And there was even some interesting research about even if you've lost your sense of smell, still continuing to diffuse, even if you don't smell it, still creates those beneficial um, things happening in the limbic system with mood and can still be uplifting and still help respiratory. So sometimes I think we're like, man, I'm only getting the benefit if I smell it or like if it has to look this way. And so for me, it's kind of powerful to just remember like, oh, that's actually a telltale sign that it's not a synthetic fragrance that you don't smell all the time, which is a good thing that you're actually using a pure oil.
Right.
But that just might be something too of like, maybe I won't smell it, but I can still get the benefits when I sleep. Or you could go for the summertime and just maybe put drops of oil on the pillow or just do bottoms of the feet. Have you tried the Serenity stick?
No. No. Sorry, I was thinking one of them made me I can't do the kids version. Isn't that weird?
Oh,
Is it
interesting.
yeah, I something one of those oils like bad reaction to. So yeah, I never really I love Serenity, but yeah, I never invested in the stick for some reason.
I love this stick. It's got valerian root and it just smells really good. So maybe it's something where I always want things to like work for us. And maybe if you're in this season, maybe you're just in the season for summer and you're like, you know what, I don't diffuse in my bedroom at night, and that's okay. Maybe you play more with topical, or since you like internal so much, a lot of people don't know this, but vetiver you can take internally in a veggie capsule. It's thick.
Yeah, I
But
feel like that would be insane.
it's quite,
Probably hits you hard.
depending on if you need the help with sleep, it could be something.
Yeah.
But you could just kind of make it work for you. Do another thing, maybe more topical or something else too. But you're still getting benefit with it.
Yeah, that's and it's funny when you say that because obviously coming from the wine side, it's like a known thing that our smell receptors in our nose are kind of like candlesticks. And so if you are smelling the same thing over and over and over again, it blows them out. So you have to like, that's why, a lot of times when you're like in a wine tasting or something, they'll have coffee beans or something. And I know we've done that in the oil world too. It's to, refresh your sense of smell. And so, yeah, everything that you're talking about with that, that's just how our body works with that. I was talking about literally like the essential oils are like blowing out of the room.
They're getting sucked
you know what
into
I
your
mean?
swamp
Like,
cooler.
they're blown out of the room. So I just gotta move things around a bit, I think.
Yeah. That's cool. I love the connection there between like the wine world and the the oil world and the nerdy science brain world. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
All connected.
Yeah. And if anybody wants to learn more about the wine world, you need to go follow Dani.
Absolutely.
Like she is the girl to check out, even like homesteading, making delicious meals, like all the Dani, what's your Instagram?
Full glass, Dani. Full glass.
Go find Dani.
Thanks for the shout out, ladies.
Of course. Of course.
Well, it's good to see you.
I know.
Little team calls or team huddles.
Yeah, it's fun to see faces and chit chat a little bit about all the things. That's good. So our next one then won't be until the first Wednesday in August, which is on a date, but I don't have access to my
August
calendar
7th.
because my computer. Thank you. August 7th, the day before Dani's birthday, which is very exciting.
Oh,
I love you.
We'll have to do a little birthday celebration for Dani. That's so fun.
Yeah. Hers is easy to remember because it's 8/8. So it sticks in my brain.
Ooh.
Angel
and you're
numbers.
both
All the
August.
angel numbers.
Yeah, and you're both August babies, and I'm right behind you. So Leos unite for sure.
Yeah, and Kelly's birthday is coming up next
Yes.
week. Friday. Next Friday.
Probably.
Yeah, 26. Okay.
Yeah.
When does Leo season start? Are you on the beginning of Leo season, Kelly?
It's just like the 21st, 22nd. So yeah, I'm like right in the beginning.
Okay. Oh man, we're almost in our season, girls.
I'm ready. I'm ready for Cancer season to be over for sure. It's always a bit rough for me this go around. So we're in the home stretch. we're ready. Exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, so good to see you girls. So we'll see you on August 7th. Let us know if you need anything else in the meantime. And if you're catching the replay, make sure you comment. Let us know what oils you're diffusing or not diffusing lately, which oils you're loving.
Yes, we would
Awesome.
love to hear from you. I do know that there's a lot of people that watch the replay. So let us know if you watch the replay. Let us know what you found helpful. Oh, actually, before we wrap up real quick, Kelly, somebody asked on the replay last time, what does Holos mean? Like, why are we the Holos Collective?
Oh, I love that. Okay, so Holos is Greek for like a community and coming together. So when we were poking around trying to figure out a new like team name, as we merged some different teams together, we wanted it to have that kind of like energy, and I wanted to have an O in it, which sounds so lame, but I'm a word nerd. And I was like, this has to have an O so we can do the little doTERRA O over one of them just to kind of like bring us all together. So yeah, that's what Holos Collective means. The Holos means.
I love it. So fun.
Community campfire vibes. We're here for it.
Yes. And let us know if there's something you want us to talk about, if there's a topic you want to learn more about, if you have questions about any of the above, like this is what we're here to help and serve with.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. All right. Well, everyone have a great day. We'll see you all on August 7th.
See you then.
Thanks, ladies.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.